The way you love yourself sets the tone for how everybody else will love you. If you don't respect yourself, don't expect anybody else to. If you don't see your worth, don't expect the world to hand you validation on a silver platter. It starts with you. Some of you have been waiting for people to tell you that you're enough. Waiting on relationships, friendships, or some job title to define your value. But let me tell you right now, the moment you stop seeking approval from others and start walking like you already got it, that's when your whole life will change. If you don't love yourself, you're going to spend your whole life chasing love from people who don't even know how to love themselves. You can't keep waiting for somebody to come along and make you feel whole. That's too much power to put in somebody else's hands. Love starts from within. If you don't have it, nothing external will ever be enough. Too many people get into relationships hoping the other person will complete them. That's a dangerous mindset, because if that person leaves, you feel empty. But when you love yourself first, nobody can take that from you. You don't fall apart because your love isn't dependent on someone else's presence. When you know your worth, you don't settle for half-hearted love. You don't tolerate disrespect. You don't beg for attention. People who truly love themselves never chase validation. They don't need to, because they already know their value. The problem is that some of you don't even realize how valuable you are. You've been through so much pain, so much rejection, that you've started believing you're not enough. But that's a lie. You were enough from the very beginning, and it's time to start acting like it. If you keep waiting for someone else to show you love, you're going to spend your life feeling disappointed, because love from others is inconsistent. People change. Feelings change. But when you develop deep, unshakable love for yourself, nothing can break you. Loving yourself is an inside job. It's about knowing who you are, accepting your flaws, and realizing that you deserve good things. Because once you love yourself, the world has no choice but to treat you accordingly. The way you allow people to treat you is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you let people disrespect you, use you, take you for granted, that ain't on them, that's on you. Because when you love yourself, you don't tolerate nonsense. Some of you are so afraid of losing people that you let them walk all over you. You let them cross your boundaries, disrespect your time, and play with your emotions, all because you don't want to be alone. But being alone is better than being mistreated. A person who truly values themselves doesn't stick around for half love. You need to stop making excuses for people who keep hurting you. Oh, they're just going through something. Oh, maybe they change. No, they won't. People don't change unless they want to. And if they wanted to, they would have already. Your job ain't to fix them. Your job is to protect your peace. Every time you lower your standards, you teach people that they can get away with giving you less than you deserve. If you keep accepting the bare minimum, that's all you'll ever get. People will only treat you as well as you require them to. Raising your standards isn't about being difficult or demanding. It's about knowing what you deserve and refusing to accept less. It's about walking away from anything that doesn't align with your values. It's about making people step up if they want access to you. The only people who get mad when you set boundaries are the ones who benefit from you having none. Let that sink in. If someone truly values you, they respect your standards without you having to beg for it. Setting standards isn't just about relationships, it's about life. It's about how you let people talk to you, how you let them treat your time, and how you let them affect your energy. Because at the end of the day, self-love is about choosing yourself over and over again, no matter who it offends. Some of you are out here breaking your back trying to be liked by people who don't even care about you. Stop trying to fit in where you don't belong. If somebody doesn't value you, let them go. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's fine. The right people will love you for who you are. The wrong people will try to change you, break you, and make you feel like you aren't good enough. But listen, God didn't put you here to impress people. He put you here to fulfill your purpose. Do you ever notice how some people only show up when they need something from you, when they can benefit? But when you need support, they're nowhere to be found. Those ain't your people. Real love is mutual. Real friendships are balanced. You don't have to beg for real love. Some of you are so desperate to be liked that you change yourself just to please others. You shrink yourself. You dim your light. You pretend to be something you're not just to keep certain people around. And for what? To get approval from people who wouldn't even notice if you disappeared. The truth is, when you truly love yourself, you don't care who doesn't. You stop worrying about who's talking about you, who's watching you, and who's choosing to walk away. Because you know that the right people will always stay and the wrong ones will remove themselves. People pleasing is exhausting. You lose yourself trying to fit into places where you were never meant to be. And the worst part, even after you bent over backward for people, they still don't respect you the way you deserve. So why keep doing it? At the end of the day, it's better to be alone and authentic than surrounded by people who only like the version of you that benefits them. You are not for everybody, and the moment you accept that, life gets a whole lot easier. The way you talk to yourself is shaping your life every single day. If you keep telling yourself you ain't good enough, you're going to start believing it. If you keep saying, I'll never make it, guess what? You won't. Your mind is listening to every word you say about yourself. Some of you are speaking negativity over your own life, then wondering why things don't change. You call yourself a failure. You call yourself ugly. You say you're not worthy of love. And then you wonder why you feel miserable. What you say about yourself becomes your reality. If you had a friend who talked to you the way you talk to yourself, would you still be friends with them? If the answer is no, then why are you treating yourself like that? You can't expect to grow when you're constantly tearing yourself down. You need to start speaking life over yourself. You need to wake up and say, I am worthy. I am enough. I deserve good things. And don't just say it, believe it. Because the words you repeat daily will rewire your mind. And the more you speak positivity, the more your life will reflect it. Some of you have been letting old voices haunt you. That teacher who said you weren't smart enough. That ex who made you feel like you weren't lovable. That parent who didn't show you love. But listen, those voices are in the past. They don't define you anymore. The only voice that matters now is yours. You can choose to be your biggest critic or your biggest cheerleader. Life will throw enough negativity your way. Don't add to it. Start affirming yourself. Start lifting yourself. Start treating yourself like you're somebody worthy, because you are. Every time you catch yourself saying something negative about yourself, stop and correct it. Replace it with something better. Speak to yourself with love, with power, with confidence, because the way you see yourself is how the world will see you, and the way you love yourself is how the world will love you. Too many of you are out here living for likes, attention, and approval. You're waiting on somebody to tell you you're beautiful, waiting on a job title to make you feel successful, waiting on a relationship to make you feel whole. But when you rely on external validation, you'll always be a prisoner to other people's opinions. If you live for applause, you will die when the clapping stops. People's opinions change like the wind. One minute they love you, the next minute they're criticizing you. If your confidence is built on what others think, you will never feel secure. You don't need 500 comments telling you you're good enough. You don't need everybody to approve of your choices. You need to approve of yourself. Because when you truly love yourself, validation from others becomes a bonus, not a necessity. Some of you are breaking yourselves down just to impress people who don't even matter. You're spending money you don't have, chasing lifestyles that aren't real, trying to be something you're not just to get approval. But what happens when you take all that away? Who are you without the filters, without the status, without the attention? Real confidence doesn't need an audience. Real self-love doesn't require applause. It stands firm whether people approve or not. If you keep looking for validation in the wrong places, you'll end up lost. You'll start doing things just to please others instead of doing what's truly right for you. You have to be able to look in the mirror and say, I am enough without waiting for someone else to confirm it. You have to believe in your worth without needing a crowd to cheer you on. Because the moment you stop seeking validation, you gain real freedom. People's approval is temporary, but self-love is permanent. It's the only thing that will keep you standing when everything else falls apart. So stop looking outside for what you should be giving yourself. Because when you love yourself, nobody's opinion can shake you. People will always take their cues from you. If you don't respect yourself, then expect anybody else to respect you. If you keep tolerating disrespect, people will keep giving it to you. The way you carry yourself sets the standard for how others handle you. Some of you let people walk all over you because you're afraid of losing them. You let them talk down to you, take advantage of you, and drain your energy. But let me tell you something, when you allow that, you're telling the world that's what you think you deserve. When you have self-love, you don't beg for respect, you demand it. You don't sit there tolerating nonsense, you walk away. And the moment people see that you won't settle for less, they either step up or step out. But either way you win because you refuse to lower your standards. Some of you need to stop making excuses for how people treat you. Oh, that's just how they are. Oh, they didn't mean it. No. If someone truly values you, they will show it. And if they don't, it's your job to set the boundary. People will test you. They will see what they can get away with. And if you let them disrespect you once, they do it again. If you let them take advantage of you once, they make it a habit. But the moment you stand firm and say, I deserve better, everything changes. You don't have to explain your standards. You don't have to beg people to treat you right. You just have to live in a way that makes it clear. And if someone can't meet that, they don't belong in your space. Self-love is not just about how you feel about yourself. It's about what you allow into your life. Start acting like you deserve the best and watch how quickly people either rise to meet your expectations or disappear. Either way, you'll be left with what truly serves you. Some of you are losing sleep, stressing out, and bending over backward for people who wouldn't do the same for you. You're exhausting yourself trying to make everybody happy while nobody is checking to see if you're okay. But at some point, you have to realize that your peace matters more than their approval. If keeping them in your life means constantly sacrificing your sanity, it's not worth it. If saying yes to them means saying no to yourself, it's not worth it. You were not put on this earth to be a people pleaser. You don't owe anyone an explanation for prioritizing yourself. You don't have to justify protecting your energy. If something is draining you, if a relationship is stressing you out, if a situation is making you miserable, you have every right to remove yourself from it. Too many of you feel guilty for choosing yourselves, but let me tell you something, choosing you is not selfish, it's necessary. Because if you don't take care of your peace, who will? If you don't protect your mind, who will? If you don't look out for yourself, who will? Some people only like you when you're convenient for them. The moment you set boundaries, they start calling you difficult. The moment you say no, they start acting differently. But listen, if your peace is a problem for them, that's their issue, not yours. You are not responsible for making other people comfortable at your own expense. You are not obligated to shrink yourself so they can feel bigger. You don't owe anybody a version of yourself that isn't authentic. Your peace is priceless, and anybody who threatens it is too expensive to keep around. You have to get comfortable with disappointing people who expect you to neglect yourself. You have to be okay with losing people who only loved you when you had no boundaries. Because the more you prioritize your peace, the more you attract people who truly respect it. Some of you are holding on to people, situations, and habits that are destroying you. You keep telling yourself, maybe they change, maybe things will get better. But deep down, you know the inevitable. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to walk away. Walking away doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you gave up too easily. It means you finally recognize your worth. It means you stopped allowing people to mistreat you. It means you chose yourself for once instead of settling for less than you deserve. That is a real strength. Some of you are afraid to walk away because you're scared of being alone. But let me tell you something, being alone and at peace is better than being surrounded by people who drain you. If you have to beg someone to treat you right, they were never meant for you in the first place. If a job is sucking the life out of you, walk away. If a relationship is breaking you instead of building you, walk away. If a friendship is full of jealousy and fake energy, walk away. Stop waiting for permission to leave spaces that no longer serve you. You will never find your true happiness while clinging to what hurts you. You keep thinking if you try a little harder, love a little more, and sacrifice a little further, you finally see your worth. But the truth is, if they don't see it now, they never will. Walking away isn't about proving a point to them. It's about proving a point to yourself. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I refuse to settle. It's about breaking free from cycles that have kept you stuck for too long. It's about knowing your value and acting on it. The more you walk away from what's breaking you, the closer you are to what's meant for you. But you can't receive better if your hands are still full of what's hurting you. You have to let go, move forward, and trust that something greater is waiting. Some of you are drained, exhausted, and feeling empty, but you don't even realize why. It's because you're giving your energy to the wrong people, the wrong situations, the wrong environments. You're running on empty because you've been pouring into everyone else and leaving nothing for yourself. Not everyone deserves access to you. Some people only show up when they need something. Some people come around just to take your peace, your joy, your strength. And if you're not careful, they drain you until you have nothing left. You have to start guarding your energy the way you guard your money. If someone keeps bringing negativity into your life, cut them off. If a situation constantly leaves you feeling drained, remove yourself. If you feel exhausted every time you talk to someone, that's not your person. Energy doesn't lie. Pay attention to how you feel after dealing with certain people. You don't have to explain why you're distancing yourself. You don't owe anybody an apology for protecting your peace. Some of you keep allowing toxic people in your space because you don't want to seem rude. But listen, choosing yourself isn't rude, it's necessary. Your energy is like your bank account. If you keep giving withdrawals without making deposits, you'll end up bankrupt. You have to start pouring into yourself first. Take time to rest, to heal, to recharge. You are not a machine. You cannot keep giving when you have nothing left. Some people will get mad when you start protecting your energy because they benefit from you not having boundaries. They liked it when you said yes to everything, when you tolerated their disrespect, when you put them first and yourself last. But that's not your problem. If someone truly cares about you, they will respect your need for peace. Start treating your energy like it's valuable, because it is. The people who deserve you will honor it, and the people who don't will fall away. And that's exactly how it should be. Some of you are exhausting yourselves trying to save people who don't even want to be saved. You're pouring your heart into fixing broken relationships, healing toxic people, and carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. But let me tell you something, if someone doesn't want to change, nothing you do will ever be enough. You can love them with everything you've got, but love alone won't make them better. You can give them chance after chance, but if they're not ready to grow, they keep hurting you the same way. You cannot fix someone who enjoys living in their dysfunction. Some of you think, if you just hold on a little longer, if you just show them a little more love, if you just sacrifice a little more of yourself, they finally wake up and treat you right. But the hard truth is that some people will never change, not because they can't, but because they don't want to. You have to stop believing it's your job to heal people at the cost of your peace. It is not your responsibility to suffer just so someone else can be comfortable. If loving them means losing yourself, that's not love, that's self-destruction. Some of you feel guilty for walking away from toxic people because you think they need you. But the reality is, they will survive without you. And if they truly valued you, they wouldn't have put you in a position where you had to choose between them and your well-being. Let people take responsibility for their own lives. You cannot keep making excuses for grown adults who refuse to grow up. You cannot keep carrying dead weight and wondering why you feel so heavy. You deserve relationships that uplift you, not ones that drain you. You have to learn to let go of people who refuse to meet you halfway, because the longer you hold on, the more you teach them that your love comes at the price of your suffering. And that is not love, that is self-betrayal. Some of you are tying your value to who wants you, who stays, who texts back, who gives you attention. And every time someone walks away, every time someone ignores you, every time someone doesn't choose you, you start questioning your worth. But listen to me, your value does not decrease just because someone fails to see it. Too many of you are chasing validation from people who don't even respect themselves. You're begging for love from people who don't even know how to love themselves. You're measuring your self-worth by whether somebody else approves of you, but your worth was never meant to be in someone else's hands. You are not less valuable just because they lost interest. You are not unworthy just because they chose someone else. Some people will walk away. Some people will overlook you. And some people will fail to recognize what you bring to the table. But that has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. If someone doesn't choose you, let them go. If someone doesn't see your value, stop trying to prove it. The right people will recognize you without you having to beg. And the wrong ones will leave no matter how much you try to hold on. Some of you keep breaking yourselves just to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You keep changing who you are just to be accepted. But let me tell you something, you don't need to shrink yourself to be loved. Real love will never require you to become less of yourself. The moment you stop seeking validation from others, you become unstoppable. You stop chasing, you stop begging, you stop waiting for someone else to tell you you're enough. Because you already know you are. You have to start walking like you know your worth, talking like you know your value, and living like you understand that the right people will recognize you without you having to prove a damn thing. Some of you go out of your way to love everybody else, support them, encourage them, and uplift them. You pour into other people, you make sure they feel seen, you make sure they know they're special. But when was the last time you did that for yourself? You give so much grace to others, but you're hard on yourself. You forgive other people's mistakes, but you keep punishing yourself for yours. You speak life into others, but when it comes to you, all you do is criticize yourself. You deserve the same love and kindness that you give to everyone else. Some of you are waiting for someone else to come along and give you the love you refuse to give yourself. But let me tell you something, nobody can fill a void that only self-love can heal. If you don't love yourself, no relationship, no friendship, no amount of attention will ever be enough. You need to start talking to yourself with the same kindness you show to others. You need to start showing yourself the way you show up for everyone else. You need to stop treating yourself like an afterthought. You are just as worthy of love and care as the people you constantly pour into. Some of you are waiting for permission to love yourselves, waiting for someone to tell you you're enough, waiting for the world to validate you. But let me tell you right now, you don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need approval. You just need to decide that you are enough as you are. It's time to stop looking outside of yourself for what can only be found within. Nobody else can do this for you. Nobody else can give you self-respect, self-worth, the self-love that only you can give yourself. And once you start loving yourself the way you deserve, everything in your life will change.